Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. We are going to be taking a look at Swoobat, which just got the charge attack fly in the Go Battle League. And we start the season off with a bang. We had a 5-0, a 3-2 with a separate team. So for our remaining 3 sets of the day, we were using this team of Swoobat, Lickitung, and Scrafty. 2 things weak to counter in the back right, something that's really good against most counter users in the lead. So we will see how this team performs. And Swoobat is something I already had built because I used it in certain grassroots formats. I forget what meta it was exactly, but it might have been like a Gym Breakers tournament or something. And the opponent was actually throwing Crunch at my Swoobat, so I make the gamble that they're not running Disarming Voice here, otherwise that would have hurt. Just a Crunch, luckily, and they come in with a Galarian Stunfisk, so not the play. And of course, in these early parts of the season, I think we're going to see some games where I get pretty lucky, where opponents make some misplays, but I think it's important that we don't tease them, and we more so encourage that it's people that are just kind of getting into it, into the PvP scene in the early parts of the season, and there's a lot to learn. Obviously, people that aren't as into PvP as us, like myself, a lot of you guys that watch my videos, because like, look, they had an Azumarill, so they could have easily come in with the Azumarill, right, against the Scrafty. We catch a move on Swoobat, and we're gonna save our shield for the Lickitung here. So Lickitung's in a pretty good spot against the Azumarill. They come in with Skeledirge. They do get off another move, but this is fine. I just had to let it go. I wasn't sure what does more, like a Crunch from a Skeledirge or a Play Rough from an Azu. So either way, we and then they top left. So I think it's important that we're more so, as a PvP community, like encouraging of people that want to get into it, and we're not like teasing. Because could you imagine, like, let's say one of these trainers that maybe makes some misplays, and one of their friends in their community says, "Oh, you we're in a Rise video," and then they watch it, and then they see comments like teasing some of the misplays. So I think it's important we're more positive, encouraging people that are just getting into PvP and they can improve. And we were all there once, right? I didn't really know what I was doing for a little while, and within a few seasons I tried to like learn from others and get better at it and starting to improve. So here we are, next game, Lickitung against Mantine. Don't have an obvious answer for Mantine on this team, so Lickitung's like the best answer. And I forget what the lead was. I think it was Annihilate, right? So what I want to do here is almost let him get to another move, because what I don't want to happen is give that Annihilate a ton of energy to farm, and suddenly it can threaten my Swoobat. So I farm up a bunch here, and I also put myself as low as possible. So now I give minimal farm to that Annihilate. I have the Power Whip banked, so I'm just kind of spamming the Power Whip. Just getting ready to throw. I want to make sure we get off this damage. If you try to wait too long there, that seems a little risky. If you try and wait to react to the typing, I feel like that's just waiting or asking for trouble. So just going to spam the Power Up there. I think I might have got denied there. Was that 4 counters? I'm not sure. Night Slash, we shield. Over farming a little bit. They catch my Psychic Fangs on a Gligar, and this is kind of weird because I don't really want to swap my Scrafty into a Gligar, right? But I'm thinking, okay, hopefully my confusion damage is going to be enough in the end. So I actually elect to throw my second Psychic Fangs here, and then I swap in my Scrafty. Scrafty has no good matchups, really, so we swap in Scrafty. Also, what we don't want to happen is knock out this Gligar and give the Annihilate a huge farm down, and then suddenly they get to double Night Slash. So I actually undercharge this Power-Up Punch to not knock out, and then I'm hoping this knocks me out, because Gligar's not going to get to another move. And with a shield, we should be chilling here. No way Annihilate's going to reach 2 Night Slashes here. So I think we're in a good spot, and we just confusion everything down. G to the G was a little bit weird visually there. If you're wondering what happened, the first confusion I think transferred onto the Annihilate, and it didn't actually like show. So it looked like 1 confusion knocked out, but really it was 2, I think, that knocked out. Carlos is the next opponent. Swoobat into Azu. This is okay. Not the best, not the worst. Also, some of you are probably wondering, Rise, why no Thunder Punch on Scrafty? Just got Thunder Punch. I'm not sold that Thunder Punch is really the play on Scrafty. I think you're probably better off with Power Up Punch Foul Play. Thunder Punch seems to help you in matchups that like are already bad for the most part. Foul Play hits a little bit harder, has same type attack bonus, and then Power Up Punch is just so valuable in like endgame scenarios, which we will see at some point in this video. But yeah, we actually elect to swap Licky. I think we were unsuccessful in catching a move. But you're going to see here, Licky does not do that bad against Skarmory. It's kind of a crazy matchup because we're only dishing out resisted body slams and they can hit us for neutral damage. However, the Licks do chunk. And since we outpace, we can just really add up the damage over time. So not that bad of a matchup for Lickitung by any means. I would still say it favors Skarm, but not by much. And I get a Confusion to sneak through, so I shield to respect the Brave Bird. The awkward thing here is Azu has so much energy that I might get Ice Beamed. I throw immediately against the Azu. And they are going to put up the Protect Shield. Oh, I think they got denied, so a little bit unlucky by them. I'm going to let the Swoobat go at this point. And my thought process is, okay, hopefully if Azu and Skarm have been revealed, that Scrafty will have a favorable matchup against what's in the back. Scrafty doesn't do terrible against Skarm, but I would still consider it a positive matchup for Skarm. So 2 negative matchups have been shown for Scrafty. I'm hoping it has a positive matchup against the back Pokemon. We get the counter down, beautiful, and it is a Swampert. So kind of a weird ABA water team, but Scrafty should be fine here, especially with this energy lead. If I didn't have the energy lead, this could have been awkward for sure. But with this head start, I think we're chilling, and I'm just going straight pup, and this is the value of Power Up Punch, right? Just tap, tap, tap. And no reason not to shield here, because I feel like that next counter might KO. And even if he had 100 energy, you can't bank a Hydro Cannon plus an Earthquake, because that'd be 40 plus 65. So no reason not to shield there. And an Earthquake, I think we would live anyway, since it was non-Shadow. Maybe a Shadow Swampert Earthquake would have been close to knocking out there. Next battle, here we go. Swoobat into Ninetales. Kind of awkward. We're going to do a Confusion to see if this is Powder Snow or Charm. And then we're going to swap Licky. Since it's Powder Snow, we have 2 better answers. We get met by Poliwrath. This is not looking good. However, Scrafty avoids the Poly, which is great for us. So maybe there's still going to be play. Maybe we're already thinking maybe Scrafty can end up sweeping this game in the back. Gonna let this go, and I'm still 1 lick away from the Power Whip, so I don't risk going for the damage registration error. I just make sure I get off this Body Slam, get some chip damage, come in with Swoobat right away. And once again, we're kind of behind right now, so we're just gonna try and save shields for Scrafty. We know Swoobat is matched up against Alolan Ninetales anyway. I do come out with a Fly, which is kind of nice. So I'm getting ready to just throw this Fly instantly. And we are going to hopefully have it connect onto the Ninetales. Sorry if you heard my my phone ding there. I've got someone I'm meeting up with shortly, so just keeping updated. And then Foul Play coming through. Foul Play. I want to guarantee the knockout or the shields. They shield it, so a nice call by them because they could have taken a Power-Up Punch. We're going to respect the potential Dazzling Gleam. I don't think I was super on point with my counts there, so I don't know if they were even at it. But now Dugong is in the back, and here we go. Scrafty going to put on a show. We go for the Power-Up Punch, just making sure we keep track of their energy, right? We don't want to allow them to get off 2 moves here against our Scrafty. We're going to overfarm as much as possible. Throw on 6 right when they get to the second move. I could have also caught there, but I figured this was the best play because now I can just throw my move against Alolan Ninetales, and if they somehow had a move, hopefully my Confusions would have been enough to knock out first. Close game. They might have got denied there at the end, so hopefully that didn't impact the outcome, because if they knocked me out in 1 charge attack priority, if they had a move, it would have been really close if the Powder Snows or the Confusions would have knocked out first. I'm not sure, to be honest. Next battle. What do we got? Swoobat into Empoleon. Tough lead. So we're going to probably pivot into Lickitung. And it's a Waterfall Empoleon. So you want to run Steel Wing now, in my opinion, for Empoleon. And they swap into a Crobat. This is like a former Ultra League core. Empoleon Crobat. They're in the wrong league, trainer. They're in the wrong league. But we're not complaining. Lickitung, I feel like, should be able to win this matchup just because of its sheer bulk and its pacing. Air Slash, not a very good move. So we're willing to take anything here. It's a Cross Poison, actually. A Sludge Bomb would have been close to knocking out, so that could have been risky there, but we let it go. In comes Empoleon. The awkward thing here is if they fully waterfall down, which it looks like they'll be able to do. Oh, I hard pivot into Scrafty. And then I'm met by a Slurpuff, but this is fine. Because we already did enough damage to that Empoleon that I feel like in the endgame, we can just confusion everything down with Slurpuff. So I'm just going straight pup here. Just straight pup. Trying to inflict as much damage as possible before Scrafty goes bye-bye. Scrafty does not want to see Slurpuff, that's for sure. But I think we're chilling. Slurpuff typically runs Flamethrower and Energy Ball. Also has access to Play Rough and Draining Kiss. But yeah, look at these confusions chunking. I know the Empoleon has a ton of energy, so I let this go. I know there's nothing that threatens to one-shot me from the Slurpuff, so I'm just going to save my shields for the Emperor Penguin, and there is nothing they can do about it. They are not going to get a chance to use any Protect Shields, I don't think. No, oh, actually they do. Then we just swap Licky. Yep. Didn't need a shield there. I think if the opponent had, like, thrown their energy on Emp, would have made our lives a little bit more difficult. But a 5-0 set there. We will skip on ahead to the next set. Okay, wait. This battle against No Fun Pain Done. Shout out to him, legend of the community. Oftentimes hosts his special tournaments with cash prizes and stuff. And terrible lead into Drapion for Swoobat. So we're going to pivot into Lickitung. And we take the crunch. And then in comes Mandibuzz. And we're debuffed. So I'm like, dude, we're done for. There's no way we can win this. But we're going to play it out. We're going to fight it out. You never know what can happen. So we're fighting back against Mandy. He's over farming. Just spamming off some body slams with Lickitung. And I don't want to spoil anything, but this game, this is a it ain't over till it's over type game. And body slam, we're going to get off here. And we get the Charge Attack Priorities. That's already one thing that goes right for us here, right? Because Pain could have potentially farmed up more energy, but he doesn't. And we know that our Swoobat is like dead weight against the Drapion. So we come in with Swoobat here. This is not a good matchup by any means for Swoobat, but we're in here. And he goes for the foul play. I go for the fly immediately, expecting him to just let the Mandibuzz go. Mandibuzz has already put in a lot of work. But I think the fact that I came in with Swoobat makes him actually preserve the Mandibuzz. And then, once again, Pain makes a mistake here. He lets me get to another move, and he actually ends up shielding the move as well. So that's a bit of a misplay from him. Didn't really need to shield there. Also could have thrown a little bit earlier. And then I actually kind of returned the favor with a misplay. I come in with Licky, thinking I could reach a body slam, but then I'm like, actually, no, I don't think I get there. So then I swap Scrafty, which I basically unnecessarily allowed him to farm up more. He comes in with Drapion. I'm like, okay, maybe this is still possible. I figure he's running Aqua Tail. Well, I probably didn't figure it yet, but he ends up throwing at 5, which tells me there's no way he's throwing Crunch. So he must have Aqua Tail. And I'm kind of gambling that there's something with little fast move pressure at this point where maybe my Scrafty can win this game for me. We shield the Aqua Tail. We get the counter down. What's going to be in the back? It's a Whiscash. I think I should have gone for Pup and then Foul Play here potentially, but I go for the Foul Play because I wasn't sure if I could get to 2 moves. And I do get to 2 moves. Pain throws. I think he would have been better off committing to fast attack damage. And then I expect the swap, so I also swap. He's forced to throw because the Licks would have knocked out slightly first. And then I need 1 counter to knock out. And we have the Foul Play loaded. And this should be enough to knock out the Shadow Whiscash. So this game was kind of incredible. If we replayed this game, I'm pretty sure Pain would beat me the next 9 times in a row if we played this game 10 times. So definitely lucky from me and a few mistakes from him, but a pretty epic win on some level to pull that out with some pretty bad matchups there. Swoobat versus Gligar, positive lead. Actually, what am I talking about? Positive lead? It's like a neutral lead. Why am I saying it's a positive lead? I don't know. I guess maybe in the aspect that they can only go for Aerial Ace and they can't really throw Dig at me, which is the more efficient move. They swap in Celio. You don't see Celio too often, but cool Pokemon. And not a bad Pokemon as well. I actually thought about Celio for like a play Pokemon tournament, but the problem with Celio is like with Annihilate right now, that's just such a bad matchup because your quicker energy generation move is Body Slam, and the Body Slam just doesn't threaten the primary counter user right now, so like pretty terrible matchup. Also, like Dugong is just better in terms of like the Skarmory matchup, for example. They win the charge attack priority here, but I'm boosted and I have a foul play, so I figure why not shield to get this off. And now do I pivot out or do I just let Scrafty go down? Let's see. Foul play connects. They swap. Oh, we both swapped simultaneously, so that looked like bad timing for me, which isn't great, but we just kind of want to get off our Psychic Fangs at this point because we're pretty confident Lickitung can just lick everything down. Lickitung has such a dominant matchup against the Hex Jellicent. If it's Bubble Jellicent, it's a little bit closer, but Hex Jellicent, pretty dang bad against Lickitung here. The Surfs are just a little bit underwhelming. You're going to need like 4 of them to knock out. And, yeah, Lickitung just going lick, lick, lick. They're going to try and fight back, but that Gligar is super low. So I think we're in a good spot. Still going to save our shield for the Gligar because it does have some energy, I believe. But they realize it's over. And that is a G to the G trainer. Swoobat staying undefeated. We undefeated. We undefeated. Isn't that from like a movie or something? It looks like I lost my screen for a bit, but we're back. Swoobat into Charizard. Look at these confusions chunking away the Charizard. Getting to Psychic Fangs and 3 confusions is kind of nice. Decent pacing there. And Charizard going to put up that first shield. I decided to call the Dragon Claw here, I think. Yeah, I called the Dragon Claw, which is nice. And he's forced to throw energy. I shield because I feel like one more confusion will knock out. He switches into Sableye. I go Lickitung. Could have also opted for Scrafty here, but I feel like Lickitung is a little bit better because, I don't know. I guess it's just bulkier. Like, the return does so much to Scrafty to the point where you might be able to even Shadow Claw down eventually. So, Lickitung just seemed like the more opportune choice here. And also, it could be like Double Dark, right? When people are on Sableye safe swap, sometimes they like to run Double Dark teams. So we are going to take the foul play here, calling that he might not go for the return. We go for another Power Whip. Will the opponent elect to let the Sableye go? Yes, they will. Lickitung able to knock it out. I'm just getting ready to swap straight away, and it's a Hypno actually in the back. It's a Hypno. So I think either way, if we'd gone Scrafty or Lickitung, we would have been fine. But Hypno, Shadow Hypno's a cool pick. I love Hypno myself. It's just hard to run these days. Well, you know what? Sableye like isn't as common as it used to be. The tough thing about Hypno is it just gets absolutely crushed by the dark types in the meta, like Sableye, Umbreon, Guzzlord. So, Mandibuzz. All right, Dragonair. I remember our opponent makes a slight error here, so I'm going to throw the Psychic Fangs right away just to put on that pressure, get that debuff as soon as possible. The opponent actually throws instantly, so a bit of a miscue by them. They would rather throw some Dragon Breaths and then throw the move for proper timing. We're going to shield. We get that confusion to sneak through. In comes Scarm. We do not have a great Scarmancer, especially down a shield. If all shields were still in play, I may have like opted to go Scrafty here, but since a shield has already been burned on each side, I'm going to go Lickitung instead. This way, even if I lose this matchup, hopefully I can leave it low enough where Skarmory doesn't get to another charge attack on one of my remaining Pokemon. So we're just trying to keep track of the energy on Skarm. It's looking a little bit tough because you might get a farm down after the Sky attack. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to get to 2 Body Slams here. So going for another Body Slam. Put Skarm kind of low. I think he's still 2 away. So I'm like, okay, I think 2 counters can KO. He swaps out into Dragonair. I throw the Pup. This will put the pressure on. Probably not allow Dragonair to get to a move if they let this Pup go through. So, yeah, we knock out the Dragonair. Still have 2 decently healthy Pokemon, and it is a Giratina Origin in the back. I am not threatened to get knocked out by a Shadow Ball here, so no reason for me to bait, in my opinion. Just go straight for the foul play. They're kind of playing to their win con, right, of calling a power-up punch bait, so I think that was the right no-shield call from them. And we get the win, baby. Another one. Bites the dust. Bites the foul play. Searching ahead. 3 whole sets in this video. Normally we are like a 1-set, 2-set type of guy. Unless we're doing like a tournament recap. Stay tuned for LA. I think I'm going to try and post that on Monday, if possible. LA recap. Tell your friends. Tell your wife. Tell your kids. I'm just kidding. But yeah, in a good spot here. Lickitung loves the Azumarill matchup. However, I do get Hydro Pumped, so that makes this matchup a little less comfortable for Licky. I'm gonna go for the Power Whip, and I think I let a free bubble. What am I doing? I'm letting the big move go through. I'm throwing on alignment. What is going on here? That one looked weird too, but I think that was proper timing. I don't know what's going on with these visuals. Azu gonna knock us out here. I think I'm willing to just let this go because what was the lead again? Oh, it was Trevenant, right? It was Trevenant. So I'm like, I think my thought process is if he swapped Trevenant out, maybe he doesn't bring it in. And that's exactly what happens. He brings in Lantern, and now Scrafty up a shield is just so dangerous. So we debuff, we swap Scrafty. Now they're in with Trev, but they're behind energy. They're behind a shield. I go straight for Foul Play because Foul Play should be enough where even when it's not boosted, it'll allow me to farm down after. So look at that. Does a lot of damage to the Trevenant. I'm going to take a Seed Bomb here. You know, Seed Bomb probably does more than like Surf, so maybe should have shielded. Going for the Power Up Punch now. They should threaten to knock out, and I doubt he'll use his last shield. So now it's all up to Lantern. And I go just, this is where Power Up Punch, right? Closing scenarios is so valuable. Power Up Punch, hard not to have. I think if you're going to run Thunder Punch on Scrafty, you should probably replace Foul Play. I think Power Up Punch is just really devastating for a same type attack bonus counter user like Scrafty. True fighter. Another 5-0, baby. And we're on to the last 5-0 of the video. Old Montreal. Swoobat into Serpera. Great lead for Zwoo. You love to see it. Swoobat going to resist the Vine Whips. So Serpera can really only go for Frenzy Plant here. Check this out. Okay, they throw Uncharted Attack priority. And they did not know that we had the Fly. And we just knock out the Serperior. In comes Quag. So I'm only really threatened after 7 Mud Shots, right? So I can safely throw 3 Confusion, throw Psychic Fangs before they get to a Stone Edge. And then I just pivot into Lickitung. And this way, I lure out the Mantine, and the game's over. The game is over. You could argue they top lefted prematurely in case I had something crazy in the back, like a Skeledirge. Maybe Quag just goes off, but yeah, we had that one once we lured out the Mantine. GG's. Swoobat into Satotl. Uh-oh. Satotl recently got Powder Snow, right? So now it has Powder Snow, Body Slam, Avalanche. Oh, dang. He lags a lot here. I remember this. Rise, you're so mean. Taking advantage of lag. I'm sorry. Despite lagging, he actually catches my Body Slam on Charge Bug. What a beast. What a Chad. But, yeah, we'll watch this battle. We got like a big energy head start, so kind of unfair for our opponent here. But let's see how this game plays out. Lickitung with its energy lead, going to make this a tough time for Mr. Charge-a-Bug. Another Body Slam coming through, grabs that first Protect Shield, and we actually get to another one here. I mean, they kind of have to shield at this point. They have so much energy on the Charge-a-Bug. And I actually catch and get the Confusion through my Swoobat. Oh, man. Oh, man. And I'm thinking if, like, Charge-a-Bug was their best Lickitung answer, hopefully they don't have anything crazy good against Scrafty. Theoretically, it could still be like a Charmer. That'd be pretty bad. Or like an Azu, but we're going to let Swoobat just go down to the Avalanche. So wait out our timer coming Scrafty. And it is a Gligar in back. I actually elect to throw the Power-Up Punch with the intention of boosting as soon as possible and then going for the Foul Play. Because if I go for 2 Foul Plays, then I'm going to get outpaced to 2 moves, and that's not good. So I figured this might have been the better play. I wasn't sure about it, but now I'm feeling pretty good because now this Foul Play is going to do quite a lot of damage. It's probably not going to knock out, but my switch timer's up, so I can simply pivot into Licky. I actually catch a move in the process, but he had to throw, right? He was still switch locked, so it looks like a cool catch, but it was just the correct play, in my opinion. And we still have a shield for the Scraftmeister. Looking pretty good here. Foul Play going to knock out. And there we go. You know, that was kind of close. So if our opponent hadn't lagged so much at the start, I don't know if we actually win that game, to be fair. So Tough one for them. Feel slightly bad. Niantic, fix your game. Who knows if it was actually the servers or if maybe it was lag on their end, like internet connection and such. We got a few battles remaining. 3 maybe. Swoobat into Hakamo. Terrific lead. And opponent actually throws on alignment here. This is why timing's important. He lets an entire free confusion go through for us. If we had, if he had thrown one more Dragon Tail before throwing, he would have gotten an entire extra fast attack through, which would have been nice for him. Now a shiny Dugong takes the field. We're in with our Scrafty here. Scrafty likes this matchup quite a bit. Scrafty is happy to be in this situation. Hits Dugong with the power-up punch. We're boosting our counter damage. And I actually elect to let this go, thinking I can survive and still get to the double power punch. That ice shard that snuck through might be enough to knock out. So if they shielded this, it actually might have been kind of awkward for me. We're just going to blind throw power-up punch since we're probably not going to reach a foul play here. Power-up punch does a little bit of damage. And they come in with Charge-a. Dude, that's so annoying. How do 2 Volt Switches go through when they swap out? They should only get 1 Volt Switch there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm complaining. They discharge. So, tip, if you're running Charge-a-Bug, in neutral matchups, you always want to throw X-Scissor because it's slightly less damage and does the slightly less energy and does the exact same damage as Discharge. So we're in a pretty good spot here. I'm just thinking, do as much damage as I can with Lickitung, and I get to this body slam right before them, and then hopefully Zwoo can close out this game. This gets really close at the end, by the way, so this is pretty scary. Charge-a-Bug throws the move here. I have some energy on Zwoo. I think I wasn't convinced that Psychic Fang's knocked out. I think it probably does, right? Probably does. So this was almost a throw here by taking that extra Volt Switch, but then 2 Confusions KOs right before that 3rd Dragon Tail can register, since it's 8 turns versus 9 turns. Yeah, if Psychic Fangs... Well, to be fair, you could look at that both ways, because if I got KO'd by the Dragon Tail damage, I would have thrown the game by taking that extra Volt Switch. But if I throw immediately and it doesn't KO, then I take 2 Volt Switches and then I lose. So, maybe it was actually a good play instead of an almost throw. Licky. Zubat doesn't want to see Licky, right? Because we take super effective Lick damage, so we're going to swap into our own Licky. They pivot into a regular Gligar. I feel like, I don't necessarily know the shield scenarios of this matchup, but I feel like Lickitung, just such a strong generalist Pokemon, should be able to win this matchup in even shields. Just kind of my presumption. We land the Body Slam, going for another Body Slam. And going to grab that Protect Shield from Mr. Gligar, going for another Body Slam here. Lickitung doing Lickitung things. I think I do respect a potential dig here with a shield. He goes for Aerial Ace. This worried me that he'd get to another move, but he doesn't. That's huge. So we flip switch, and that's massive. Because, okay, Annihilate does get a big counter down here, so this is a little bit scary. But we're going to have the alignment we want, right? We have Swoobat on Annihilate. We have Scrafty on Lickitung. They swap, I swap. But we have to be a little bit cautious here, right? Because this might seem like, oh, nice, you got him RPS'd, easy win. Not so fast, Jared. We have a lose condition here. If we take out this Lickitung without like enough energy or maybe too much health, they could counter down our Scrafty and then get to like a Night Slash bait and a Shadow Ball to knock out our Swoobat. So this is actually a little bit scary. I do come out with a boosted Foul Play, so this is pretty nice. And this actually grabs the final shield, but Annihilate has like 10 counters of energy, so I have to make a call here. And I elect to let it go, and it's an Ice Punch, luckily. And we're going to be able to withstand an Ice Punch, get to the Psychic Fangs to knock out Annihilate. If that had been a Shadow Ball, I think that ends us, so had to make a call there. Considering it was Ice Punch, I think it might have come down to charge attack priority if we had shielded on the Shadow Ball, which Annihilate probably wins. Don't quote me on that. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments if Swoobat or Annihilate wins the charge attack priority. I don't have my Swoobat attack stats memorized. Swoobat versus Talonflame. And neutral matchup here. I throw right away, which is questionable because it's not proper timing per se, but I just kind of want to get the debuff off as soon as I can. And then he gives me an entire free confusion. So I guess it kind of evens out. They swap into Trev. I'm able to respond with Licky. I think Licky is just a little bit better here than Scrafty, especially since Seed Bomb just got slightly buffed, 5 more damage. I bet Shadow Claws plus 2 Seed Bombs will pretty much knock out a Scrafty. So, yeah, I don't think Scrafty would be very comfortable here by any means. Lickitung, just the better answer. Gonna overfarm, go for Power Whip. Body Slam wouldn't do enough where they probably still get to another Seed Bomb. So going for the single resisted Power Whip. Knocks out the Trev. In comes Ferrothorn, or Ferrothorn as we call it in the official pronunciations. Gonna chip as much as we can. And at this point, I'm pretty comfortable. I should have thrown one turn earlier, so just a dumb little misplay there by me. But I'm comfortable just letting Pharaoh knock me out, so I retain alignment, come in Scrafty. He's going to throw a move here, and I'm just getting ready. As soon as I see that Talonflame swap in, we're going to swap in with Zwoo. We see Talon, we go Zwoo. Zwoo says woo, gets 2 confusions off. And we're just going to let it go, because Talon is dry now. So I'm pretty confident I can simply counter down the Talon before it gets to a move. And, yeah, not much for Pharaoh to do here. Scrafty going to ramp up. Gonna throw Pup, and the opponent is gonna let it go, understanding we still have a shield to hide behind. And that is a 15-0 run, ladies and gentlemen, with Swoobat, Lickitung, Scrafty. I don't anticipate this team is like that busted. I think it was a combination of a little bit of luck and some games going our way that maybe with some perfect play from the opponents we might have not won. But in the end, it was a lot of fun, and Fly Swoobat is a legit pick that you can use if you want to have some fun in the Go Battle League. Had a lot of nice play here, at least in the early sets of the season. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And comment down below. All comments are appreciated. That said, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.